Let's now let now start with the argument as we agreed. I hope you remember that argument focuses on the two sides of the topic. I mean, both point of views, both points of views. And when I say both point of views, I mean the good sides of the topic and the bad sides of the topic, the pros and the cons, let's say the advantages and the disadvantages, or finally, let's say people who are in favor of the topic and people who are against the topic. Okay, it means that we will specify a full paragraph in the body, okay, for the good sides and a full paragraph for the bad side. Okay, this is argument. Let's see how argument is organized. In the last time, we studied the same structure of the opinion writing. Same rules will follow the same rules. Nothing is new here except the structure of the topic. Nothing is new. Okay. So the same notes and the same rules. Let's see here how I start the topic. Don't forget using the time fixers is the same rule as well. Generalization. And you can use opinion phrases in the end. Pay attention to this point. Opinion phrases are used only in the conclusion. We'll see now the full structure of this writing. Let's have a quick look on the introduction to decide the difference between the opinion writing and the argument or for and against writing. But before that, we'll see how can I organize my piece of writing. The layout of the topic, okay, the layout. What is the layout? How I start my topic. Number one, you will start the topic with your introduction, okay, and how I introduce the topic as we agreed. Start generally, or you can start with rhetorical question. So you can start with either a rhetorical question, okay, or you can start generally. Then in the introduction, finally, write your thesis statement. Thesis statement is very necessary point. The thesis statement means in the opinion writing, it means your opinion. In the argument writing, it means both sides of the argument. It means mention here that the topic has two different views. Like to say, some people agree while others object. Or you can say the topic has some pros and cons. Or you can say the issue has many advantages and many disadvantages. Okay, this is the introduction. So again, how I start my introduction, you can start it either with a general statement or with a rhetorical question. And the most important part is my thesis statement to say that the topic has two different point of views. Again, pay attention to this. No opinion is mentioned in the introduction. No opinion is mentioned in the introduction. The introduction is clear? I am Adu Ahmed, clear?
Yes.
Okay, great. So let's see here this introduction about the same topic we wrote before. Nowadays, a significant number of naturalists have been campaigning against zoos, arguing that it's cruel to keep wild animals in cages away from their natural habitat. However, I believe that zoos have positive role to play. Do you think the thesis statement is correct here if the topic is argument? Huh? First of all, this is the introduction as a generalization. So he start
Yes.
with a general statement, okay? General statement. And this part is the thesis statement, which means the main
It's
argument.
it's
Sorry,
incorrect.
it what?
It's incorrect.
I can't hear you.
It's not correct
Not correct. Why?
because he mentioned his opinion. He should mention
Yes,
uh,
exactly. So mentioning the opinion here is incorrect. It means that this article should be an opinion article. Okay, so let's see the next thesis, if there a difference or no. However, yes, let's read this one. However, the majority of some considerable activists are entirely in favor of these reserve. What do you think? This can be a correct thesis statement? Hi,
yes.
Ahmed. Hello, Ahmed, are you there? Hmm? Ahmed, are you there? Muad, you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what? This is a correct thesis statement because here we didn't mention what? We didn't mention an opinion, but I already shows that the topic has two views. What are they? Some people agrees and some people disagrees with the topic. Okay, this is a good introduction. Okay, Ahmed, I asked you, Ahmed, if you hear me well, and I asked if the second statement, the last two lines are correct thesis statement in the argument or incorrect ones. And we agreed that it's a correct thesis statement. The first thesis statement is incorrect because the writer mentioned his opinion. It's not recommended to mention your opinion in the introduction. Okay, let's see what I should write in the body paragraphs. I should explain the thesis statement, who agree with zoos and who disagree. Let's read here. This is body one, in which we should explain one side of the topic. So in body one, explain who agrees with the topic and why. Who and why. Why means that you should use the supporting details we studied before. You should explain what? The supporting details, like examples and reasons. Here he said, body one, a non-negligible controversy argues that many species of animals are in danger of extinction. Then look how he started the body one. He started it by what? Non-negligible controversy. Controversy means debate. And non-negligible means vital and fundamental. Something fundamental that we can't ignore, we can't neglect. Non-negligible. A non-negligible controversy argues that many species of animals are in danger of extinction. This is what people think. Now we need to support why they think so. Okay, why they think so. He said because their natural environment is disappearing due to deforestation. For example, another supporting point, elephants are hunted for their ivory or tigers for their skins. Therefore, another supporting point, if animals are kept in captivity, they can be bred in safety, which will prevent animals from dying out. If you looked here, you would find the writer mentioned who is in favor of the issue. Who is in favor of the issue? And he gave why they think that. So he gave reasons and examples. This is a way to support your point of view, to supporting details as we mentioned before. Okay, let's see the second group of people who disagrees with the issue. Okay, here in body 2, I'll explain who disagrees with the idea of keeping animals in captivity. He said here, other researchers fight fiercely against zoos. A perfect starting here is other researchers. It makes your argument some strength. Okay, and using the word fight is a strong word. Also, fiercely and against zoos shows that now you are talking about people who are against the issue. People who are against the issue. Then they consider. Now you will explain the point. Okay, the main point you mentioned here. So this is your point, which should be considered. And here I should support it with the explanation and examples. They consider what? Consider zoos as a premise of captivity. So these people don't agree with keeping animals in zoos because they think that they are captivated there as if they are present. Okay, that makes animals agitated. Agitated means infuriated. It means very angry and crazy. Okay, he means keeping animals in captivity makes the animals very angry. Consequently, this is a strong transitional word or connective. Okay, a strong connective. This confinement, very good vocabulary, very good word. Good word, strong word. This confinement from the verb confine, which means imprison. Imprison means put in prison. This confinement failed to meet the fundamental needs of animals' life. So he disagrees with keeping animals in zoos because keeping animals even don't succeed in maintaining the fundamental needs of the animals. Then he said here, moreover. So he is explaining here another point. When you want to add a point, one more point, use a connective word, a formal connective word, which is moreover, As well, you can use the word furthermore. This imprisonment makes them inactive and increasingly based around. Okay, it means makes the animals very lazy and not energetic. For example, so the point you mentioned is supported by examples. For example, the long-term imprisonment stops the animals from behaving energetically. This word is a technical word as well, like the free animals in the wild. So here is a good comparison to support his point. He compared that animals in zoos are very lazy, while animals in the wild are energetic. So the animals in zoos are not energetic, same as the animals in the wild. This is a strong argument. Finally, the conclusion, and before the conclusion, let me tell you a point about a strong argument again and again. Don't forget the supporting details. What are supporting details? Any study, you can use any study as a supporting detail. Like some studies say that any research, okay, any survey. So also it means that statistics like 70%, 78% of people or of animals are not healthy in captivity. So this is a good way of supporting point. Also, you can use reasons, facts. It's very necessary to use facts. Factual information is a good way to make the point of view strong. Also, you can use quotes. I hope you didn't forget quotes and quotations. Um, Finally, quotes, reasons, and facts. It's fine. These are the way of supporting details. And note here that yet until now here, we didn't refer to any opinion. Okay, in the argument, there is no clear or direct and open reference to opinion. Look here how the opinion will appear. In the end, look at the conclusion here. Okay, in the end, we can write what we think after we restate the thesis statement. So in the conclusion, how I start my conclusion, just refer back to the two views. Refer back to the two views, which we named there as the thesis statement. Tell me that there are people who agrees with the topic and people who disagrees, but don't use the same words. No repetition of words. Okay, use different expressions. And then here you can say what you think, what you believe. You can write your opinion in the conclusion. So where our opinion appears in the argument, only in the conclusion, only in the conclusion. Let's see how the student here started the conclusion. To sum up, I believe that zoos shouldn't be closed down because they are beneficial for both humans as a sort of entertainment and for animals by protecting them all secure. Hello, Ahmed, you can use your mic.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ahmed, this conclusion followed the structure we mentioned before.
Yes.
Okay. Here he said, I believe, so this is his opinion. Where is the thesis statement here, Ahmed?
Oh no, it's an opinion. Yes.
It's only what? An opinion, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but look at the second structure. In conclusion, animals are like humans, should enjoy the right of freedom, but they require protections. I personally believe that zoos can be helpful to keep animals secure from extinction. Which one is suitable for our argument?
Second one.
The second one. Great, thank you, yeah, Ahmed. Muad, are you following?
Yes.
Okay, so this one is an ending for only what? The opinion article. If you are writing an opinion or a persuasive article. Why? Because it only focused on what? On one opinion, and the ending started with what? Huh? Starting with the opinion, but we mentioned that in the ending, we refer to the both opinions as the student in the second did. Look at the second, what he said. In conclusion, animals, no opinion here yet. Animals are like humans, should enjoy the right of freedom. So this is one idea. When people talked about that we shouldn't keep animals in zoos, we shouldn't. While then he said, and they require protections. This is the opinion of the people who agree to captivate animals. Then finally, he mentioned what? His opinion. He said, I personally believe that zoos can be helpful to keep animals secure from extinction. And he mentioned why he suggests that he agrees with keeping animals in captivity. The final point here is, should I start the first body paragraph with the positives or with the negatives? I mean, should I make body one positives and make body two negatives, or the opposite? Body one negatives and body two positives. It's up to you. But as a structural element, as an organizational element, depend on your conclusion. In the conclusion, if you used that you agree, so make body two positives. Okay? If you choose that you disagree in the ending, so make body two about what? The negatives. Okay, I hope you understand this point. Again, if your opinion about the topic that you choose the positives, so make the third paragraph positives. If you will choose the negatives, so make the third paragraph as negatives. That's all. Why I did that, to make ideas close to each other. Okay. Ahmed Umar, this point is clear that if I chose the positive opinion, make the third paragraph positives, and if I chose the negative side, make the third paragraph negatives. Clear?
Yes. Yes.
That's fine. Okay, let's see how this student in the following slide missed some marks because of his writing. And pay attention, because this will be your topic to write about today, inshallah. The question asked the student to write about if we should teach music at schools. But before that, should remind you with the structure. The introduction again, start generally. Ahmed, you can capture the screen after we finished the presentation, the screen. Start generally about the topic or by a rhetorical question. Then, thesis statement to emphasize that the issue has different views, some who are in favor and some who are against. This is your introduction. In body one, discuss the good sides of the issue and support the point with reasons and facts. Body two, discuss the bad sides of the issue and support the points with reasons and examples and facts. Finally, the conclusion is restating the thesis statement in different words. Then say what your opinion is and why you choose from the two sides. If you chose the positives or the negatives. Ahmed, you can capture the screen. Ahmed, Muad, or anybody of you.
Yes, I can.
Okay, and send it in the group. Done? Okay,
Yes, I took a screenshot.
thank you. Next point. Before we start writing, here are some useful phrases which are helpful in your writing. Read your Muad.
Firstly, first of all, in the first place to begin, start with, secondly, thirdly, finally.
Okay, here is a way to list the points, how to start with first, second, and third. Yes, Muaz?
To list advantages. One another, a further and additional major advantage of is the gain greatest first advantage of is.
Yes, I recommend you to use one of these strong expressions like a further or major or additional, greatest advantage of the topic is. It's a good way to strengthen your argument. Yes, ya Mu'adh, go ahead. Mu'adh, continue.
We list disadvantages, one another, a further and additional major disadvantage, drawback of the main greatest most serious first disadvantage, drawback of another negative aspect of.
Okay, about the negatives, also, I recommend you to use one of these expressions like further as we did, additional and more, disadvantage or a drawback. Also, serious, disadvantage, drawback, or a negative aspect of the topic is. Okay. Remas, read the next slide. If we want to introduce the points and the arguments for and against, read the Remas.
One very convincing part, arguments in favor or against, a further common criticism of,
Yes.
it could be argued often against this is that it is widely argued, maintained, generally felt, believed, held that. Most people, experts, scientists, skeptics, critics claim, suggest, argue, feel, maintain, believe, point out, agree, hold, support the view that.
Yes, here is a very wide range of words that you can use. Instead of saying only some people agree, some people disagree, you can use some experts, some scientists, some skeptics, critics, and so on. Instead of say claim, say suggest, say argue, say maintain, say believe, agree or disagree, hold or support the view. That is strong expressions to use in your writing. Yes, go ahead, yeah, Hermes.
Oppose that view that, are in favor of, against, are of the opinion that, convinced that, are opposed.
Yes, great, thank you. Here is the introduction of the topic of should schools, the question is, should schools teach music or no? Some people agree with teaching music and some people disagree. By the way, before we start, this student got 12 out of 16. It means he lost how many marks? 4 marks. Number one, he got 6 out of 8 in the use of language. So he used 2 marks in language and 6 out of 8 in the content, the covering of the ideas and the structure of the paragraphs, and also supporting details that he used. Let's start from the beginning and see why the student lost these marks. Number one, he started the topic by saying, there are too much controversy. Too much controversy. Controversy means like a debate or a discussion. So there is too much discussion, okay, about whether. About whether. Whether means if music lessons must be applied on all students or not. Okay, this is his introduction. He started a good way, by the way. It is a good way telling us that there is a controversy, but the student didn't start generally about the topic. He went deeply through the topic directly. No general statement is mentioned. Okay, as I told you, it's better to start generally about music and schools, or even about the educational concept at school that included music in its curriculum as an extracurricular activity, okay? So here he started generally, applied on all students. Then he told us the thesis statement here is weak. He just tell me that students have been polarized. The word been grammatically, by the way, incorrect. Okay, the verb polarize that he used, polarized, okay, polarized means divided into opposing opinions. So you can use it in your writing when you want to say that people are not all agree about the issue. When you want to say people agree and other disagree, you can say students polarized or have, this is the correct structure, have polarized, not have been or have been polarized, okay? So again, where is the problem with this introduction? That the student didn't start generally. The student didn't start generally, but he successfully told us that the issue or that there is a debate in the topic because people have or students have polarized regarding this issue. Let's see the second paragraph. He's starting about if music lessons have positive effect, and in the next paragraph, he will discuss if music have negative effects. Read, Ahmed.
Music's lessons have, can have a positive impact on students. Music will be, what's this?
Relieved. This is an incorrect word. This is the correct spelling.
Yes. And what's this again?
Freed. Yes.
from schools tree stress
Yes.
to justify students are marooned most of the day in classrooms and they need to relax. A blind eye shouldn't be turned on to close communities formed by music. Not only does music develop class,
Close.
what's this? Close what?
Communities or communication. Communities, yes.
Communicate communities,
Communities, yes.
but also boost social skills.
Okay. Here, he mentioned a point. The student point here is that music has a positive impact, and the use of the correct word of impact successfully. And he started to support the point. How he supported the point here? He said, music will be relieved. This sentence is passive, okay, which is incorrect use here. Using the correct active and passive form. So you can say music will relieve, sorry, the students. Music can relieve the students. This is an active form. Or you can say students will be relieved. This is the correct use. But here he said music will be relieved. It's incorrect to say that. And freed from the school's stress. Correct. Here is one point that music helps students to get rid of the school stress. To justify. This is a good transitional word. Transition. Then he mentioned one supporting detail. Students are marooned. It's excellent vocabulary, good use of vocabulary. Marooned means like indulged in or overwhelmed with or covered fiercely. Marooned most of the day, spending most of the day in classrooms, and they need to relax. So the first point of why music is useful, the need for relaxation and recreation. A blind eye shouldn't be turned on the close communities formed by music. So number two, he gave us what? Another supporting details why music is useful, because it helps create social interactions or social relations. Okay, formed by music. Not only does music develop close communities, but also boost social skills. The use of boost is a technical word. It's a very good word. So the student here appeared that he used good vocabulary like relieved, freed, marooned, a blind eye as well, and the word boost social skills. So we can say he successfully covered the positives of why music lessons should be taught at schools. Let's see what about the opposing side of the argument. Read, Ya Mu'adh, but please raise your voice.
On the other hand, there are drawbacks of having music lessons. Some students' precedence is for academic subjects or to explain they might have
Crammed.
cramped schedules that it is difficult to fit music in it. Another major reason
Yeah, that music have small fun.
that music have a small fun base in our school, so it can be replaced by any other
Recreational project.
recreational projects.
Yes. Also, your eyes can pick some good words that he used. Drawbacks, precedence, Precedence means like priority, something priority, okay? And then he said crammed schedules. He means like filled schedules. Difficult, then he said replaced by any recreational project. He used vocabulary as well, very good, but also the grammatical structures are awkward. On the other hand, there should be a comma here. There are drawbacks of having music lessons. This is his point. And this paragraph seems to be about what? The disadvantages of teaching music at schools. Some students' precedence. The priority of students is for academic subjects only. To explain, here he started to support the point, they might have crammed schedules. Also, the structure of might have crammed is grammatically awkward. It should be they might cram, okay? Because he's talking about a current issue by saying some students' precedence is for academic level, so better to say might cram as present. It means we use these structures like will, may, might, any modal verb, can, could, with the infinitive, which means like the verb play, to refer to present issue, present. But if I used these modal verbs with this structure have and past participle like played, so it means we refer to past. And the use of might have crammed refer to past, while here he is talking about present. So he should say might cram. The schedule, it is difficult to fit music in it. The structure is awkward to fit music in it. Okay, there is a better structure that can be used to say that it's difficult to adapt a music into the schedule. Then another major reason, this is a good transitional word. The transitional expressions here, like there are drawbacks. On the other hand, another major reason, these are from the expressions we read in the previous slides. Music have small fund base in our school, so it can be replaced by any other recreational project. Finally, the conclusion in which the student should mention his opinion. In conclusion, music lessons can have positive effect on students academically and mentally. Here, in this ending, he didn't refer correctly to the thesis statement. Why? Because he said earlier that it has positive impacts and it has what? Some drawbacks. While in the ending, he just refers to his opinion. And we mentioned that rephrase the thesis statement means say it again what you explained, the two views, the 2 point of views. I mean here by the thesis statement, the 2 views, okay? In my views, it's crucial. The word crucial is a good word to use, which means fundamental or necessary, to start mushrooming music lessons in our school. This is the end. Okay, so I hope that you already understood what we explained about how to start, how to organize point, how to avoid any drawbacks in writing. Any question about how to organize the argument and how to write a perfect article from the very beginning till the end? Hi, Muaz, Ahmed, Wirimas, everything is clear, inshallah?
Clear.
Yes.
Okay, so now I need you to, I need you to write an article either about the one you didn't do as a homework, which is single or mixed sex schools, or about should schools teach music. Don't forget that I need you to write positives and negatives paragraph. Okay? Two-sided argument. Two-sided argument. The question is clear before you start?
Yes, sir.
Rimas, the question is clear?
Yes.
Not to write something different. This topic is different from the last session topic. Muad, you understand how to organize your topic now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Start now writing the article and send it to me once you finish. Okay, Ahmed. I think you see my screen here. What about having another easy and fun subject? That subject is music classes. It's a very fun period. Imagine learning how to use the piano and using it in the future job. Ahmed, from here is a suitable introduction. Okay, this is a relevant introduction. This part is irrelevant. Okay, so starting from imagine learning how to use a piano and using it in the future. However, not everyone agrees with having music classes. Most people, including me, like adding music classes. Okay, let's go on. Schools should have music classes because music has been shown to impact students positively. Okay, studies have shown that music can improve a student's academic performance, good concentration and memory. Good job. In addition, excellent music can help students develop skills such as teamwork, critical thinking. These benefits are essential to a student's success in the school and life. Excellent into body one, yeah. Good job. Then, It has been argued that school shouldn't have music classes. There are a few reasons for this. Good. First, music can be a distraction from academics. Second, music classes can be expensive and many schools struggle to fund other programs. Finally, some students are not interested in music and prefer to take other courses. Yeah, Ahmed, the 3 points you used here are not supported. Okay, Ahmed, are not supported. Here you said first, music can be a distraction from academics. Say how, okay? Or give an example of how it can be a distractor. Then, second, music classes are expensive and schools can't fund these programs. Supported by, say, what this can result in. Okay, what are the consequences? Okay, saying here an example or giving a justification, and here giving a consequence or giving a result, this is enough for the second body paragraph. Ahmed, you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. While there are some merits to this argument, ultimately music classes should remain at schools. No, it's not useful here. This line should be erased. Because it's out of topic. Some merits, we are not talking here about the merits of this topic. To this argument, finally, music classes should remain at school. Why you say should remain at school? It's not even counter argument here. Okay, so this point is irrelevant idea to the paragraph. Finally, school should have music classes. Music has been shown to have several benefits for children, including helping them to focus, relieving from stress, and improving their academic performance. With so much to gain from the music classes, there is no reason not to include. Okay, this is your opinion, but even you didn't refer to the argument. In conclusion, you can say schools should have music classes in regard to those who find it a distraction. These are my comments. Clear, Ahmed? Ahmed, you got
Yes.
what to involve and what to exclude?
Yes.
Fine. Thank you, Ahmed. Hope it's useful.
Yeah, it is. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ahmed. You can leave. Okay, Mu'adh.
Yes.
This word should be taught, ya Mu'adh, not teached. The correct form verb is taught. Teach, taught, okay? Music for the students. Keep it plural. B will have many views about this topic of it. That
No, it is,
student,
if,
what, sorry, what you mean?
if that.
If about the topic, if that students shouldn't be taught music. Okay, so here people have many views about this topic if the students, okay, instead of many views, say opposing views, okay, or contradicted views. To show that the view is different from section of people to another section. One of the advantages to learn music is that some students can find a job that require music, for example, musician. Okay, correct. There is still, we need another point to add here. Another point, another supporting detail, like to give example. Instead of saying, for example, musician, write a full example by saying, for example, people who are interested in music, people who are interested in music can lead a successful career that creates their future. Okay, يا معاذ. So always, يا معاذ, you need just to fix your supporting details. This point is clear to you, first of all?
Yes.
Okay. Supporting details, يا معاذ. You need to modify the supporting details. I regularly comment on the supporting details. Train yourself how to add more supporting details, يا معاذ.
Mister, but I support details in another paragraph.
Yeah, okay. But this is a different view. By saying here, on the other hand, this is the second point of view. Here, a positive point of view, you didn't support it. It needs some support. You only support one point here. Okay. And I added the second to you, which was about jobs, finding jobs. Okay. While here, on the other hand, this is a negative side, right? Here, students will not find out time for a music session because the schedules are, this is plural, so it should be are. Schedules are full of other subjects. Okay, this is one point as well. One of the negatives is the schedule is full. Okay, you can add one more negative. You said here studies show that people prefer having music as subjects. Oh, this is the ending, right? Don't say
Yes.
don't say lastly in the ending. Okay, you can say last but not least. Or you can say in conclusion.
Or to conclude,
Yes, or to conclude. Shouldn't be taught as we commented. Okay. Here as well, you should add another point. So you can say another drawback is teaching music is costly or unaffordable. Costly or unaffordable, that means expensive for schools to apply and then give an example or give any evidence that show that it's not suitable because it's expensive. So again, ya Mu'adh, my ultimate comment is give two supporting details for each paragraph. For each what, ya Mu'adh? Paragraph. So before you write your paragraph, decide point one, blah, blah, blah. Then point two, what is point two, and so on. This is paragraph one. Write like this before you start writing body one, and decide what is the point you will support, what is the point you will support. Then write body two, and also do the same. How will you support it? Okay. Clear يا معاذ؟ Clear يا معاذ؟
Clear.
Okay, thank you, معاذ. You can leave. Remas done? Remas done?
Sir, I'm checking my grammar.
Your what?
Checking my grammar.
Checking your grammar, but you already done.
Yes.
Okay, great. Began to gain popularity in the 90s. Excellent. As a result, many people began to question if single-sex schools. This part is incomplete, yeah, Remas. Many people began to question.
Complete. I was supposed to write, many people began to question if single-sex schools are superior to mixed schools.
Yes, as I told you, the part you mentioned is okay. So this part is incomplete, need to be completed. Maybe you missed, you forgot to complete it. Here, first of all, mixed gender schools expose kids to everyday life. Applying this means, first of all, yeah, Remas, this topic is 74 words. And I told you last time that your article shouldn't exceed 200 words. Okay?
Okay, but Mr.
Yes.
When I write, like, I kind of just like go with it in the end, just
What?
because 274.
Sorry, your voice is very low.
When I'm writing, I never don't care about the wording, so in the end, I end up writing more words than I'm supposed to write.
Okay, English as a first language don't care about word limit, but English as a second language is strict regarding to the word limit. So when you write, you should follow the rubrics in the question, and you should take care of the word limit. By the way, we're correcting this here, but I need you to take care of the word limit based on the question. If the question asked you to write 150 words, you're not allowed to exceed this limit. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're not free. Here, applying, this means that people will need to get along with both men and women in the workplace and in general, making mixed gender learners more successful. Yeah, okay. An advantage of mixed gender schools. Students in mixed gender schools are taught to treat others equally, okay? In mixed gender schools, males or females are free to express themselves and their diverse ways, excellent expression of thinking in a way that allows both ends to learn about each other and develop understanding and fairness toward one another. Perfect. Thank you. Even if this might be the case, many individuals disagree. Yes, good introduction. Claiming that attending a mixed gender school might cause children to get distracted and unable to concentrate on their academics. Good job. Particularly in high school, there are frequent cases of romantic relationships between males and female. Oh, yes, okay, correct. Male and female students that are distracting to class because the individuals are still immature and unable to understand what is ideal for them. Good job. Additionally, individuals can perform more confidently in single gender schools, and generally speaking, some students are timid. Good, excellent, around the other gender, particularly when it comes to female students who are unable to participate actively. Good job, excellent. Finally, mixed gender academic institutions can better prepare students for interactions with people of the opposing gender social situations. The opposite is true in single gender classrooms when students are more focused and self-assured. Good job. However, I believe excellent. I appreciate everything you do regarding to the language and the content, the structure and everything. I believe single gender schools are better sense. Excellent, Yerimas. You know, Rimas, this is, you know what IELTS test, Yerimas? Rimas,
Yes.
you know what IELTS is?
No.
Yes, IELTS is an international exam, okay, that shows how expert you are or successful you are in the English language, especially for the immigration purposes, immigration, and for studying abroad, okay? And the same structure of the IG exam is the IELTS test, the same, okay? The writing, this is an excellent piece of writing for IELTS test. So I appreciate your piece of writing. This piece of writing receives 8 of 9 as a mark in the IELTS test. So I hope you keep going and never give up writing a variety of topics, especially analysis of topics. If you study at school English as a first language, I guess you do this at school. English
I
as
do
a
study.
first language, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, great. So keep going and felicitously wish you best of luck in your upcoming studies. Thank you, Rimas. Well done.
Thank you.
I'm pleased to meet you here in this course.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can leave. Good night.
See you.